Hey, how do you work with somebody who has completely opposite strengths or beliefs or behaviors or talents to you? I had a workshop a few weeks ago with a client and there was about 10 of us in the room, and the cool thing was that we got to look at everyone's strengths, their Gallup strengths, right? And I want to talk about a pair in particular that we got to work together on an activity, because I'm sure you've seen this show up in your work, in your team, in your relationships. Maybe not in your relationships because that's disastrous. Or simply, let's stick with work, Dan. Come on, Dan, stick to work. So I want you to think about two people. Person A over here and person B over here. Now, person A has got really high positivity. In fact, it's their number one. Person B over here, it's the bottom. It's number 34. So they have got positivity. Come on, Dan, work it out. Positivity at number 34. This person over here has got it at number 1. So they're probably a bit like me. They're like, it's okay, it's going to be all right. We'll get it done. No worries, man. We'll find a way. Come on, look on the bright side of things. The glass is always half full, okay? That might piss you off sometimes if you can't handle it. We do need to dial it down in some situations, but roll with me. So you got this guy over here. Positivity is this number 34. He is a lot more deliberate, a lot more considered. In fact, deliberative is, for him, his number 1. So he takes decision making seriously. Everything is an important decision. Hang on, hit the handbrake. Look, this could have dire consequences. We need to talk about this. We need to understand all the possibilities and the outcomes, and what if it doesn't work, and what's the collateral damage. Meanwhile, this dude's over here having a party in his head because he can't listen to all the handbraking that's going on. We do need a bit of both though, so we don't make silly decisions, jump off a cliff without looking first. Anyway, my question for you is, how do these two work together? This guy over here, just to add some pepper to it, guess what his number 34 is? It's harmony, okay? Harmony. That basically means he doesn't care if he rocks the boat. He doesn't care if he steps on people's toes. He's like, come on, let's go, let's get it done. Positivity, man, woo! This one over here is like, come on, get me out of here. Let's stage left, exit. How do you get them to work together? Well, how do you get them to work together? I could pause right here, or you could pause right here and have a think about that. How do you get Mr. Positivity to work with Mr. Everything is serious and needs to be thought about, and please slow down and wait and I'll get back to you? How do you get these two to work together? Well, I'll give you a clue. This one over here needs to take charge, if he can or she, and find out what this one needs to get things done, to move ahead, to progress. More importantly, you need to find out what is really important to this one. What drives this one here? If they're deliberative, if they take decision making carefully, because it's important that things get done well the first time. Okay, what this person over here needs to do is establish a very clear list of things that are important, so that this one gets engaged, this one knows what to focus on. They don't go chasing the butterflies, looking out the window because they're bored with the progress and the speed. So establish what's important and the priorities, right? This is what you need to do. Then, for someone who's deliberative, who doesn't want to make decisions until they have all the information, the second thing you need to do is set a deadline. Set a deadline. Not everything needs to be done today. Not everything needs to be decided today. God help us if this one over here also has activator, because they're so confidently positive that anything we do is going to work out. There's nothing to worry about. That's also dangerous. Slow it down enough to get a deadline from this person, the deliberative one, a commitment, so then you can start to organize your priorities into a timeline, right? Organize them into a timeline so you can start to schedule your milestones and get going. Now, let's flip this whole thing on its head. This might have nothing to do with work. It might have nothing to do with milestones. It might just be coordinating a wedding, all right? Woo. Everyone just pour yourself a glass of wine while we talk about this one. If you're coordinating a wedding, there's lots of things, lots of moving parts, lots of things to consider. How to seat people, what's important, what time of day, the weather, the food, like the list is probably endless. Again, go back to the same process. Find out what's important to this person. Find out, if you need to, what's important to positivity. If they're anything like me, it'll be like, it's just going to be a good day, man. Like whatever, you choose whatever, rock and roll, let's go. Find out what's important to them and then start to organize the priorities. And then put some timelines around it for decision making. So you can go back to this one and say, hey, I love all the options you've put in front of me or us. We need to make a decision by end of today. So which one do you choose? Awesome, great choice. Off you go. Next thing, and then you go and move on to the next task. This is about as twice as long as I planned it to be, but you know by now if you watch my videos, I tend to talk more to add more value. Maybe I need to turn communication down and be more specific, but I hope there was some value in this for you. So drop it in the comments. How do you handle working with people who have opposite strengths to you, opposite beliefs or behaviors to you? And maybe put a horror story and a success story in the comments as well. Have a great weekend.